So we've been filming the Team GT fishing commercials, and one, we're always having a blast doing these things, and we've gone through a whole interview process this week of trying to find the newest, latest, greatest members to the GT fishing team, and we've had some not so good candidates, but we know it. We wound up finding a couple really good teammates, and they're going to make some strong GT performances ahead of us. But we're always talking fishing here. And one, we got the anglers that we're always talking to each other, but I know you guys, the viewers, are watching and always wanting to learn and be entertained. So we're going to talk a little bit, we're going to get serious for a minute here. Like, oh my gosh, serious is where I want to help you catch more fish. And there's two techniques that I really love to do when the water starts getting cold, whether it's in the fall or the early part of the year, pre-spawn or fall. When that water temperature is in low 60s into the 50s, even into the 40s. But the two techniques, it's going to be either jerkbait or a lipless crankbait. Now, if you're in a, this is a lipless crankbait here, so the little LV100. This is a small one. You can get them up to 3/4 ounce, 1 ounce. But if you're in a lake that the fish are relatively shallow, 2 to 8 foot of water, you have any pre-emergent grass under the water where fish will love. If there's grass, fish will be around it. If you don't have grass, you have stumps, you have rock. But in the fall, this little guy right here is absolutely deadly. And there's two ways to fish. Just the simplest forms of fishing a lipless crankbait is in the fall. I love to fish it. I'll fish it on 15-pound fluorocarbon line. I'll put on a 7-foot glass rod, just a crankbait rod. High-speed reel, 7-to-1 gear ratio, and I love to burn it. I mean, you think you're reeling as fast as you can possibly reel, and there's no way a bass will hit it. You cannot reel a lure away from a fish. It's impossible. They swim way faster than you can reel. But speed, I've always said this, speed in the fall kills. Not just on the road, but when you speed reel a lipless crankbait in the fall, it's deadly. But here's one of the keys, is a lot of times it takes repetitive cast. So whether there's a tree, a stump, a dock, whatever it might be, it might take 5 to 10 casts at the exact same spot to trigger that fish. But the good thing is, in the fall, fish tend to school up more. So there might be 5, 10, 20 fish. And when you get that first fish to trigger and bite, and then all of a sudden it's like every cast after that. So that can be a real fun way of catching them. And here's switching gears a little bit. Let's talk about a jerkbait. So we get in the pre-spawn time of year when the water temperature's in the 50s. It's just starting to warm up. The days are getting a little bit longer. Fish are starting to stage back up in the creeks and the coves, getting ready, thinking about spawn. And it might be a month to 2 months out, but they're starting to move. And when the water's colder, especially in the 50s, fish don't want to chase. They're not going to swim real fast to eat something. They want something that's just going to sit by them. And a jerkbait is one of the most effective ways of catching pre-spawn fish if you have decent watercolor, meaning 3-foot visibility or more. If you got chocolate mud, not going to be your deal. But those clear water lakes, pre-spawn, a jerkbait. Now there's lots of different sizes. This is a pointer 128. A fish on a 6'8" rod, 10 to 12 pound test fluorocarbon. But the key is the pause. So the colder the water, the longer the pause. So I'll go jerk, 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 and I'll let it sit. Jerk, 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 let it sit. Now that pause, it might be 1/1000, go again. The colder the water gets, it might be 1/1000, 2/1000, 3/1000. And you might have to count to 10. You gotta be, it drives me nuts to sit there that long. But you watch your line, and all of a sudden, 5, 1, 6, 7, think. You see your line just twitch. Lean into it. So if the water's warmer, you can fish it faster. And you're making that bait go side to side, side to side. So depending on the lake you go to, the size of the forage, you can get anywhere from a 3-inch bait all the way up to a 7-inch jerkbait. But pre-spawn jerkbait fishing, absolutely deadly for catching some of the biggest fish that'll be caught all year long. And like I said, 6'8" rod I use on that. I use a slower gear ratio, 6.3 to 1, and 10 to 12 pound fluorocarbon. And that's two of my favorite cool water techniques. Hopefully they're going to help you go catch a few more fish out there.